It is almost 6 in the morning. Let's get animating.
That's a terrible way to start a YouTube video, but let's just go with it. According to Wikipedia, stop motion is an animated filming technique in which objects are physically manipulated between individually photographed frames, so when played back in a sequence, the series of frames appears to exhibit independent movement. Which is a good definition, but what's not good is that Wikipedia defines the Lego Movie as a stop motion movie. No! The Lego movies are 100% computer graphics. Since I've already gone over the 12 principles of animation in another video, this is going to be more of the technical side of things, like how to set things up and what you'll need, not how to animate what is in front of the camera. If you want to learn about that, please check out my 12 principles of animation video, as well as the description, as I've added a ton of resources. Alright, enough talk. Cameras. Anything will work. This will work. This will work. This will work. Yeah. This will work. This will work. As long as it takes pictures, it will work. After you've gotten your composition, your framing, and your shot, do not touch the camera. If you've touched the camera and you think you haven't moved it, you've moved it. Don't touch the camera. If it helps, you could get a remote trigger. You should also have a way of plugging your camera into the wall, because nothing makes you want to shoot yourself in the foot more than a dead battery when you're 2 frames away from completing animation. Plug your camera in.
In infinite power!
Woo! Okay, that was over dramatic. Let's move on. Lights. You can use house lamps, flashlights, whatever, so long as the light's output stays consistent. And a way to test this is just take a time lapse. Just use consistent lights, I guess. No sunlight. None. Now, I'm not just talking about what's lighting your set, I'm also talking about what you're wearing. Which doesn't make any sense out of context. Which is why I'm going to give you context. So there's this little thing called bounce light. The darker a color is on something, the more light that absorbs. So if you're wearing a white t-shirt, whatever you're using to light your set will bounce back onto you, and you will reflect light. That was weird. Don't know why I did that. But you will reflect light. The light you reflect will be on the set, and as you move around, that light will change, causing flicker, and it is annoying. You don't have to go full-on goth, but I suggest refraining from being an angel, if that makes any sense. Moving on. Story. If you want people to watch your animation, you better have a good story. I know it sounds completely obvious, but I say it because this is where I see most people fail. I don't want to see another Lego shopping video. No, don't do that to me. Please. Pess's fresh guacamole, which sounds very boring, but it's actually very well done, and it received an Oscar. He took something as simple as making guacamole and turned it into an Oscar-winning stop-motion short. Why doesn't everybody do that? Other great examples are Hagrid's New Pet by Brotherhood Workshop, Leprechauns in France by Annoying Noises Productions, and Pantsahat's Cooking Show, featuring Gordon Ramsay. That is funny. Good job if he's watching this for some reason. If ideas don't come to you, just look up knock-knock jokes or Google a plot generator. One thing to remember is if you want people to like it, you have to like it. If you're not satisfied with the way your animation turned out, most likely, people won't be satisfied with the animation. Sound. In editing stop motion or any animation, there is no sound. So you have to build your soundscape completely from scratch. A good rule of thumb is if you want your audience to focus on a particular thing in a shot, that thing should be making sound. Like in Subway Sandwich by Pess. I know there's a lot of things by Pess. He's good. He's good. He's a good guy. You hear the sandwich being assembled and the fellow who's assembling it, because that's what they want you to focus on. But some might say in select shots you can also hear the refrigerator. Well, guess what? They want you to focus on the refrigerator. Foley, or sound effects added in post, has the power to give your animation an immersive quality that it otherwise would not have. What to animate with? You can animate with almost anything. Legos, clay, expensive armatures, whatever. Whatever it is, it just needs to complement your story, and that's the only important part. Anything can be animated. Anything. This film thing, this camera cap, this. I can be animated, for heaven's sakes. I can animate myself. Learn similar things. Stop motion is a blend of photography and cinematography, so you should be learning both. Your animation becomes boring when you don't know when to cut, you don't know when to change camera angles, or you don't know basic composition, or your story is weak. People need to step back and look at their animation and observe what is right and what is wrong, and build upon what is right. Then, armed with that information, your animation will inevitably improve. Don't think of the stop motion community as the only community you can learn from. Aaron Blaze, Peter McKinnon, Casey Neistat, Howard Wimshurst, D4 Darius, Proko, to name a few. These are all people that don't teach stop motion, but by learning what they have to teach, your stop motion can and will improve. Some of these things, I gotta say, I am just not good at. Mostly due to lack of practice. But practice does not make perfect. Stop motion inherently is a flawed medium. You can be insanely good at it, but not perfect. I think that's why I find the look and feel of stop motion so mwah. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Just one last thing to say before I go. Don't go binge animating for 16 hours straight. That is not good for you. Take a break. That is going to significantly decrease the look of your stop motion. And now that you've had me ramble at you for Lord knows how long, you've been watching IdeasAnimation, go create something awesome. I can't wait to see and hear about what you've created, so please tell me in the comments. Once again, check the description. There will be like a whole overflowing amount of information down there. That will be really healthy for you. Subscribe to my YouTube channel.